This video is here to explain more about Homecoming 2.0 ahead of the curve so that you can make an informed decision if this is a program that you wish to join or not. I will give you as much information as possible about this 13-week program without actually starting to teach you the program. If I gave you any more information, I would have to start teaching it. So I'm going to do my best to give you a detailed insight into what ground we are going to cover together during these next 13 weeks. My name is Lockie Phillips. I represent and create Emotional Horsemanship, and Homecoming is my signature group coaching programs. This year, it is 2.0, meaning the second iteration of Homecoming, entitled Ahead of the Curve. Ahead of the Curve is both a nod to some of my training techniques and a nod to some of the bigger issues we are facing in the equestrian community, and I'm inviting you to potentially be ahead of some of these changes. In this video, I'm going to cover the following content. We're going to look very simply again at what emotional horsemanship is. I will introduce our team, the schedule, the content, your experience, the privates that are available within the program, and what we will offer you in the future once the program ends. So starting with emotional horsemanship, let me summarize it in a few sentences for you. Emotional horsemanship is about focusing on emotional balance through science, empathy, and feel. Emotion is our primary subject according to cutting-edge research and timeless ethical practices. We welcome anyone into emotional horsemanship with the caveat that they care deeply about horses and are willing to do right by them. Some of the training techniques within emotional horsemanship are proprietary to it, which is why I can call it a method, because some of these techniques are my discoveries and my inventions, and some of them are edited universal techniques that have been filtered through science, empathy, and feel. Most importantly, emotional horsemanship is constantly evolving. This is not a static system of training. It is constantly evolving. So if you decide to join us in a learning journey, you can be sure that we will be learning together with you. My name is Lockie Phillips. I am the creator, I am the coach, and I am head horsemanship instructor. I am also joined, delightfully, I am happy to introduce Michelle Knapp, a fantastic associated professional who will be teaching horsemanship and coaching students together with me. Also, Christy Foley, an associated professional who helps us in more spiritual and esoteric capacities with a service she calls energy translation, as well as coaching and supporting the client body. I have an administrator who assists you and I. She is also your 24/7 tech SOS touchstone. So never again in my programs will you have to tear your hair out around tech. Catherine is here to support you. You will have direct communication with her at all times. We're going to explain the Homecoming 2.0 schedule with two different layers to it. This is the first simplistic layer. I'm splitting this 13-week program up into thirds. Each third of the program will have a specific feel to it. We're going to start a little bit chaotic, a little bit escalated. We're going to proceed to something calmer, and then we're going to slowly rebuild from the ground up. How our journey starts to create a curve back up towards the end. So week 1, 2, 3, and 4 will focus on escalated riding, meaning what is the thing that you are expecting with your horse? What are you stuck on with your horse? And do you have a 4-dimensional why? Why am I riding? Why are we doing all of this? Weeks 5, 6, 8, and 9 will focus on a consolidated calm. Introducing a new gear shift, we will unpack a 4-dimensional why. We will learn about the primary spatial feelings or spatial relationships pursuant to horsemanship. We will find patterns in the chaos that you are in. Weeks 10, 11, 12, and 13 will focus on the curve back up, where we will look at selfless riding, a lifestyle overhaul, emotional biomechanics, and we're going to circle back to the beginning of your escalated riding and ask a simple question. Does it feel different now? Week 7 is a rest week where we will allow you to catch up on all current content, but plenty of coaching and support will be available during week 7. The reason why we are going to reverse engineer riding as a subject in Homecoming ahead of the curve is because I think it is more true to life, to how many of us get our start in riding. Very, very rare it is to find a student of the horse these days where they tell the following story or a version of the following story. My name is so-and-so, and I learned how to ride horses patiently, progressively, and safely from the very beginning. I always had slow, technical, correct instruction, one layer at a time, so that my achievements were built like building blocks sequentially, one on top of the other. That is how I prefer to train now. I prefer to train that way, just like you might prefer to train that way, because I have not had that experience always from the beginning. And I think many of us have not had that experience from the beginning. So we discover by process of elimination that horses should be trained block by block from the beginning. But not many of us are so lucky to have those experiences. So to keep this relatable, to create a bridge for you to access more patient training without overwhelming yourself or your horses with a totally different radical shift that's too big of a shift right now, we're going to start with exactly what you're currently doing. I'm going to meet you where you are at. So if you are working on your tempi changes, even though you don't feel good about it, I'm going to meet you there. If you are working on extensive trail riding, even though you don't feel good about it, I'm going to meet you there. If you are working on teaching summer camps to kids and making the horses do it, even though you don't really want to or feel good about it, I'm going to meet you there. If you are working through being pushed to ride your horses with more force than you want to by your current community, I'm going to meet you there. And we're going to allow you to do that under my eyes, with my support and with the support of my team, because that is true for life. I cannot strip everything away from you and expect you to learn something. I'm going to meet you where you're at, and we're going to reverse engineer this problem. We're going to edit, and we're going to walk it backwards. We're going to unpack the soup, but we're going to start with a soup, and we're going to understand what went into that soup. That's why we're reverse engineering riding as a problem. And I'm going to attempt to ethically recreate that, reconstitute that in practical demonstrations, and give you tangible technical prompts that you can follow to bring you home in the saddle. Going deeper into the homecoming schedule, on the left, we have the focus subjects for each of the 13 weeks. And on the right, we have the content that will be taught underneath those focus subjects for each of the 13 weeks. Let me take it 1 week at a time for you. Week 1 will be an introduction and integration week, but we will be covering emotional neuroscience upgrades through theory tutorials and tuition. Week 2, working on your end goals first, meaning riding whatever that is for you at this time, plus theory on the stress hormones. Week 3, we will be working on identifying your horse's why, meaning you will be riding your horses, plus learning about anatomy, posture, and space, and exactly what that will mean from a horse's perspective. Week 4, we're going to begin the next shift, the next third of the program, where we start asking why questions, four-dimensionally: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, four-dimensional why. Week 4 will be about straightness, where we will look at riding in straightness, plus the science of seeking and play. Week 5, we will look at curves, meaning we will focus on riding in curves or bend, plus the science of care and seeking. Week 6, we will look at spirals. We will look at riding in spirals and flexion, plus theory tutorials on care and lust. Week 7 will be a why based on stillness, which is spiritual, and we're going to look at training passive posture, plus the science of care and, quote, energy. Week 8, we're going to look at selfless riding, where we will create assessments of selflessness according to science for your riding goals. Week 9, we're going to look at sub-maximal end goals, meaning we're going to be assessing what sub-maximal burdens are exactly and how you can assess them according to your riding goals. Week 10, we're going to look at emotional biomechanics, where we will be constructing emotional posture or posture through emotional shifts. Week 11, we're going to be looking at introducing new constructs through feel, where I will be teaching you how you can approach training your horse with a brand new language without overwhelming them, confusing them, or triggering them into a trauma response. Week 12, we're going to focus on consolidating new constructs with empathy. I'm going to be teaching you about behaviorism and how that correlates and connects into what we teach with emotional horsemanship. And week 13, we're going to focus on the exponential curve up. So this is when things start going right with your horse, how to navigate that, where we will be riding old patterns in new ways. The content of Homecoming 2.0 will be both theory and practical. This will be an approximately 50-50 split between the two. Each week, there will be an emotional neuroscience upgrade and refresher. Weekly theory on scientific elements on the subjects of that week. These will be 20 to 30-minute self-study tutorials released to you each week, and these will be backed up and supported by 2 live group coaching calls weekly, which are recorded and available for you to watch after the fact. Each week will also include practical tutorials with technique prompts focused on riding or active groundwork, 20 to 30 minutes in length. There will be theory tutorials explaining the practical techniques if necessary, and these will be backed up by live lessons and coaching video review available at an additional charge. Your client experience during Homecoming is very important to us, so let's cover it. Though Homecoming 2.0 will have a riding focus, if you are not riding, you are still welcome. We will help you augment this program to your level, but know this will be an active experience for you and your horse, whatever that looks like. For some people, active groundwork is haltering, and for some people, active groundwork is walk, trot, canter on 2 lines. We are going to help you augment the program to your level because we want you to feel welcome. We will not be starting patiently at the beginning and giving you little building blocks along the way. That's what we did last year. This year, we will start at the end and work our way backwards, reverse engineering the issues that riding presents. Your experience will be within a community of like-minded, warm-hearted horse people, and I will moderate that accordingly. There will be group coaching included twice every week, plus bonus community meetings, which are additional to the program, where myself and my team will not be present so that you can let your hair down. This is a really important part of the community building. You will have 24/7 technical and computer support from our admin, Catherine, and you will have lifetime access to all the content delivered. So if you're falling behind or you're struggling to keep up, do not worry, you can eventually study this in your own time. Your experience will be in a community culture protected by boundaries to keep members who are here safe and supported. We will be soft with people, but discerning on issues. And sometimes being discerning on issues can be tricky to navigate, but we will try our very best to be soft and supportive with you personally. We will promise to be patient-focused, detail-oriented, thought-provoking, surprising, creative, perspective-altering, science-driven, empathy-delivered, and feel-based. And again, individual needs will be catered to within the confines of a group program. This is not a private experience. This is a community culture experience. More on privates. Privates are available. You can get private support during Homecoming. In fact, you'll be first in line to get it, but it will be at an additional cost, optional to the program. You will have 3 pros to choose from. And if emotional horsemanship's feeling like home for you, this program will be a prerequisite to 2025 mentorship programs. If you're planning on being a regular client with me next year, you will have to be in Homecoming first. There will be available horsemanship coaching, video review, and live online lessons with Michelle Knapp and myself, and energetic translation and communication available with Christy Foley. A little bit more on each of us. I think you all know who I am, so I don't have to tell you once again. If you'd like to learn more about me, you can go to emotionalhorsemanship.com and navigate to the About Lockie page. Students of Homecoming 2.0 will have priority access to booking private sessions with myself. My private service schedule has been in maximum capacity for over 12 months. I'll be opening it again for the Homecoming 2.0 students. Privates can no longer be offered at a discounted rate, and that is going to be policy going forwards. These will be available on a limited basis, and I will offer as many as my healthy energy levels will allow. Please trust that privates is my happy place. I love teaching privates, and I teach live online lessons, 40 minutes in length at €130, and coaching call video review at 1 hour long at €149. Then we have Michelle Knapp, who has recently joined me and linked arms with me as an associated coach and instructor. She is a USDF-L judge in dressage and has experienced a wide variety of equestrian disciplines, from cattle work, beginner level eventing, colt starting, clinicking, Arabian Show World, and the Pirelli Institution before becoming her own kind of professional. And now she's an associated EH professional. She specializes in consolidating skill sets with humor, clarity, patience, and kindness. She works as a team with myself and with Christy, and coaching call video reviews are 1 hour at €119, and live online lessons are 40 minutes at €99. Privates with Christy. She is a master energetic practitioner with decades of experience, has been refining skills and methods together with myself since 2022, and has applied her talents to horses and horsemanship. She specializes in making the invisible visible. That's my way to describe her. She works in team with myself and Michelle, and she offers energetic clearing, translating, trauma recovery, and emotional balancing. She has proven results within the student body, and she has a hierarchy of services, starting with the discovery call, which is 30 minutes at €69, and then into energetic translation, which is 1.5 hours at €146, into energetic maintenance for 20 minutes at €40. More information will be available once you sign up as a student. Please note that times offered for Christy are approximate due to the fluid nature of what she offers. She can and will augment the time based upon the needs of the horses that are presenting. So, after Homecoming 2.0 Ahead of the Curve finishes, what next? A lot of people do a group coaching program and never see each other again. This is not how we roll here at Emotional Horsemanship. We offer you a free, private, closed Facebook community which you have lifetime access to. This is a closed group, and I do not allow outsiders into this group until we open Homecoming every September, year after year. So, you get to stay in touch with your new friends and the inner circle of the EH team and community. You can continue in potential ongoing free community calls that will be offered by community members. You can continue updating everyone with your progress in a community setting. If you'd like a little bit more, you might sign up for a mentorship program for next year, for 2025, where you will be guaranteed monthly private and group tuition and support within those mentorships, and these are only available to HC2 students. Or you can continue autonomously booking privates a la carte as and when you need them. If you are a homecoming student, you are now an established student of Emotional Horsemanship. You're on the lesson rotation, meaning when a la carte bookings open, you'll be first in line to be able to book them. So, that's as much information that I'm able to give you about Homecoming 2.0 Ahead of the Curve without actually beginning to teach the program. We start on September 15th, finish on December 15th, 2024. And if you're seeing this video, it means sign up starts now. If you have any questions about that and you'd like to ask even more about your appropriateness for this program, please get in touch with us. admin@emotionalhorsemanship.com, a clear email, and we will give you a clear answer within 24 hours, Monday through Saturday. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you, and I really hope to see you there, and I can't wait for you to meet the community.